Hi there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mame and today I'm going to be giving you my take on the Nollywood Netflix movie, A Sunday Affair. Disclaimer, as usual, this review will contain spoilers. I'm going to tell you the whole story, so if that's not your style, I'd advise you watch the movie first and then come back and watch this. Otherwise, we can just get into it. So first of all, just to summarize what the film is about, it follows the story of two best friends, Uche and Toyin. And the long and short of the story is that they both fall in love with the same man. His name is Sunday, but he's also known as Akim. So the man realizes that he loves Uche more than Toyin. However, Toyin finds out that she is terminally ill and she confides in Uche and Sunday as the closest people to her. So Sunday pretends to be in love with her and Uche tries to put aside her feelings for him so that they can help her and support her as she tries to beat the terminal illness. However, Toy finds out that she is pregnant and decides to keep it because it's like her last chance at life. But ultimately, she ends up passing away during delivery, after which Uche and Sunday find out that she knew they were in love and kind of having an affair this whole time. And she just wanted to borrow from their joy or their happiness or their experience, given that her time was limited. And then she also asks that they raise her daughter as their own after she passes away. So yeah, that's the story. It's an interesting one, but yeah, let's just get into the cast of this film. So the main characters were Uche and Toyin. So Uche is played by Nse Ikpe-Etim and Toyin is played by Dakore Akande. Then Sunday, so their love interest, their love triangle interest, is an actor named Oris Erhuero. This is the first movie I've seen with him in it, so he was quite a new face to me. And then supporting actors that are noteworthy include Alexx Ekubo, who plays Sunday's brother, and his character is called Femi. And he also coincidentally is the brother-in-law of Uche, which is Nse's character. And then finally Hilda Dokubo, who plays Uche's mom. She's an OG veteran actress as well, so it was nice to see her in this. So then moving on to the performances. To be honest, none of them stood out to me at all. Like, the acting was fine overall. Like, I wouldn't say anybody acted poorly, but none of the acting blew me away. The banter between Uche and Toyin was actually cute at times, but borderline strange just because of how old they are. Like, the closeness of their friendship and how they've kind of not moved on in their lives past putting each other first is a bit strange for women who in this movie seem to be around their 40s. Yeah, like Nse and Dakore are good actresses, but in this their acting was just fine. I honestly wouldn't say that anything, like I had no wow moments in this, to be honest. There was no wow moments. It was just fine. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. It was just fine. Then for the production, the sound was pretty good. I didn't notice any issues or hiccups there. The cinematography and the color grading was fine. It was a colorful movie. They made good use of like light and darkness at some parts, especially like in the scenes where Uche was trying to like seduce Sunday. I also like how they brought in the train system in Nigeria and kind of used this movie as a way to promote it. And you know, the service looked very clean and efficient to some degree. Then they also kind of did point out that there are still issues in services like that being provided, and you know, just to kind of give us a realistic view of that, which I thought was actually a nice addition. What else? The costumes were fine. Like, how they dressed was okay, was appropriate, they looked good. However, I did find that the wigs they were wearing, it just didn't work for me. So Uche and Toyin both wore the exact same wig for the entire movie, and this movie stretches across a time period of about a year from my calculations, and they're wearing the exact same wig in every single scene from start to finish. I found that very strange because these are upper class ladies who live very nice lifestyles and it doesn't seem like money is a problem to them and they care about their looks. Very unrealistic that they would only have one wig, and I feel like a bit of more thought or budget should have gone into it because it was very noticeable. That was a really big downside on the whole production side of things, it's just those wigs. Then moving on to my overall thoughts of this production and whether I would recommend it. So it was a nice movie. The story actually isn't predictable. I don't know if I read the synopsis or not, but I didn't realize that it was gonna be like a sad ending for Toyin anyways. I didn't see any of that coming, so it wasn't predictable, which is nice. It was actually slightly emotional for me as well. Maybe it was just a combination of things. On the day I watched it, to be fair, that contributed, but I did shed a little tear at the end just because I was upset that Toyin died. And like, despite not loving any of the acting or the characters in this, out of the main three, I would say she just happened to be my favorite. It kind of hurt that she died as she didn't get to live to be with her daughter. In this whole movie, I feel like she's been the most deserving of love. That sounds so bad. Everyone's deserving of love. I do think she made a mistake by going for a guy who her friend has slept with, but I think at that point she had just kind of given up on the idea of love, and this one kind of took her by surprise. Yeah, I was also shocked when Sunday said that he actually loved Uche more, because they didn't really show us that connection between him and Uche beyond the sexual chemistry that would make me think that there's actually love there. It seemed like their relationship was more lustful, whereas the relationship he had built with Toyin seemed a bit more genuine. And I just thought that Toyin deserved more. It's kind of shitty that she's the one that was kind of struggling in the man department, because Uche seemed like someone who didn't necessarily want a boyfriend, but she was just happy to sleep around. Like, that was the lifestyle she was okay with. But Toyin seemed a bit more conservative, but perhaps was just not getting the right man in her life. So coupled with the fact that she was struggling in the love department, also struggling to have a child, the worst two things that could possibly happen to her happened, which is that the person she was in love with her best friend, and actually died before meeting her child and never got to actually live as a mother. Maybe this is me taking the story too deep, but that's why I felt bad for Toyin at the end, and that's why the tear kind of came out. I digress. Overall, if you're having a quiet night in, I think this would be a nice movie to stick on and just to watch while you pass time. Don't have any high expectations because nothing is gonna blow you away. It's just nice, you know. You can watch it, have some dinner, have a drink, you know, have conversations throughout the movie as well, maybe without paying too much attention, and still kind of get the gist of it. But don't put your heart and soul or take out time that you could be using to do something better to watch it. That's all I'll say. And if you're extremely emotional, you might also find the end a bit upsetting, but that's just my take on it. So yeah, that's it for this review. If you liked it, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Also comment down below and let me know what you think. Make sure to also check out my previous reviews if you're interested. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of me, and hit the notification bell so you get notified and don't miss any future uploads. Thank you so much for watching once again, and I'll catch you in my next one.